Jack's life was turned upside down when his daughter Michaela disappeared without a trace 5 years ago. The pain of not knowing her whereabouts tormented him constantly. One day, while tending to his garden, Jack stumbled upon a hidden secret buried in the soil. Little did he know, this discovery would unveil a mystery that had been kept hidden for half a decade. Jack had encountered numerous challenges in his personal life. Prior to the disappearance of his beloved daughter, Jack's relationship with Michaela's mother had been strained, leading to their decision to separate and eventually divorce. The bitter legal battles that ensued left lasting emotional scars that would never completely fade. The divorce agreement resulted in Jack gaining full custody of their daughter, while his ex-wife received their home and the majority of their shared assets. Following the divorce, Michaela's parents found themselves embroiled in a bitter custody battle. Jack adamantly refused to give up, unable to fathom a life without his daughter. Camilla, Michaela's mother, also put up a strong fight. Against all odds, Jack was ultimately granted full custody, a rare victory for fathers. However, this victory came at a cost. He had to say goodbye to the home they once shared and much of their former life as a family. Despite this win, Jack knew that challenges still lay ahead. Following the resolution of the divorce and custody battle, Jack faced his toughest days. Despite the challenges, he emerged stronger than ever. Jack channeled all his energy into his work, determined to provide Michaela with a joyful life. Working tirelessly and confronting obstacles head-on, he was committed to ensuring a stable and loving environment for both himself and Michaela. Over time, Jack found himself grappling with the isolation of single parenthood. His focus on work and raising his daughter had caused his romantic life to dwindle. As loneliness crept in, he felt compelled to re-enter the dating world in search of the intimacy missing from his father-daughter bond. Desiring a deeper connection, Jack yearned for companionship beyond the responsibilities of parenthood. Out of the blue, one night, everything changed. Jack had resigned himself to a life of solitude when Elisa entered his world, bringing light and warmth. Through her kindness, understanding, and gentle touch, she began to heal the emotional scars left by his previous marriage. Elisa symbolized a fresh start, igniting a spark of hope and possibility in Jack's heart. Jack and Elisa's relationship exceeded all of his expectations. After 2 years of being together, he proposed, and they quickly tied the knot. However, Elisa was more than just a spouse to Jack. She had been his pillar of strength and a constant source of comfort and understanding for a long time. Elisa had witnessed Jack's past struggles and had worked tirelessly to help him overcome them. Her love and support extended not only to Jack, but also to his daughter Michaela, shielding them both from the challenges of life. Jack was amazed by the extent of her care and devotion towards them. Jack was experiencing a newfound sense of joy when his world was shattered by a dreadful event: the disappearance of Michaela. The 13-year-old had gone out with friends on a Saturday and failed to return home. Despite her friends claiming she had taken an Uber, Jack and Elisa found no evidence of her whereabouts. Concerned, they reported her missing and anxiously awaited news as the investigation unfolded. Little did they know, the situation would soon escalate to something even more devastating. The sudden vanishing of Michaela had a devastating impact on Jack and Elisa's once joyful marriage. They embarked on an exhaustive quest, clinging to the hope of locating their beloved daughter. However, what started as a few hours stretched into days, then weeks, and eventually progressed into months. As time passed relentlessly, a year slipped by without any sign of Michaela. Their relentless pursuit for answers only deepened their anguish, leaving them grappling with the unbearable weight of uncertainty and loss. As the first year passed without any leads on Michaela's disappearance, hope dwindled. Another year came and went, followed by 2 more, leaving her loved ones with a void in their hearts. Michaela's friends and family began to lose faith in finding her, along with the investigators. Jack remained the sole believer, clinging to a sliver of hope. However, the anguish of a mourning father soon consumed him, overshadowing his optimism. It became clear to Jack that he had been searching in the wrong places all along. Jack had always been haunted by doubts, especially after Michaela went missing. Just an hour after he reported her disappearance, his ex-wife began accusing him and escalating legal battles. Camilla's relentless attacks left Jack drained both emotionally and financially, pushing him to the edge of collapse once again. Throughout the challenging legal disputes and the burden of not knowing what the future held, Elisa remained steadfastly loyal to Jack. Her unwavering love served as his source of support during those difficult times. Despite her best efforts to ease his suffering, she couldn't ignore the sorrow etched on Jack's face. Yet, there was a hidden secret that she kept buried deep inside, even as she did everything she could to be there for him. As another year came and went, it signified the 5th year since Michaela went missing. Jack had transformed into a shattered being, tormented by the specter of his daughter's vanishing. The agony etched deep lines on his face, and his eyes bore the burden of sorrow that lingered relentlessly. Elisa, witnessing his gradual breakdown, experienced a sense of powerlessness that lingered within her. While landscaping his yard one morning, Jack heard a sharp clink as his gardening tools hit something metallic hidden in the soil. Digging deeper, he uncovered a chain shimmering with morning dew. Intrigued, Jack cleaned off the mud, unknowingly unlocking a hidden secret. Jack's curiosity was piqued as he struggled to pull the resistant chain from the ground. Despite multiple attempts, the earth refused to release its hold. Puzzled, Jack stepped back and tried to recall if he had ever seen the chain before, but his memory failed him. He couldn't remember ever planting the chain in the ground, adding to the mystery of its presence. Frustrated yet intrigued, Jack continued to wrestle with the stubborn chain, determined to uncover its origins. Jack struggled against the unyielding ground, discovering that the chain was not simply entangled, but firmly rooted deep below the surface. Despite his growing frustration, a sense of curiosity took hold. As he tugged harder, the soil's resistance only heightened the enigma. Jack's mind raced with inquiries, driving a relentless urge to uncover the hidden secrets trapped beneath the stubborn earth. If only he could anticipate what awaited him. Jack recognized the limitations of his basic gardening tools and reached out to his neighbor, Russo, who possessed an array of digging equipment. Intrigued by the mystery at hand, Russo eagerly agreed to assist in the excavation. As a united front, they armed themselves with shovels and a mutual determination to uncover the secrets hidden beneath the surface of Jack's once peaceful garden. Jack and Russo tirelessly dug for hours, using shovels to uncover the rusted chain buried in the soil. Despite the resistance of the earth, their determination and curiosity kept them going. The atmosphere crackled with excitement as they delved deeper, with Jack feeling a sense of peace he hadn't experienced in years. However, his newfound tranquility would be shattered when they finally reached the end of the chain, leading to a pain unlike anything he had ever felt before. They persisted in their excavation until the gleaming outline of a chest emerged. Jack and Russo, filled with anticipation, extracted it from the earth with great effort. The sheer dimensions of the chest gave them a sense of foreboding, suggesting a sinister secret within. Unspoken between them was the realization that the chest was large enough to contain a person, specifically a youth. The discovery of the chest was a turning point for Jack. The lock, weakened by erosion, easily gave way with a forceful twist. Uncertain of what he would find inside, Jack hesitantly opened the lid. Instead of treasures, the chest contained piles of papers, notes, clothes, shoes, and jackets. A feeling of unease permeated the air as Jack surveyed the contents. While going through the items, the two neighbors stumbled upon ancient diaries that recounted a chilling tale of culpability and participation in a heinous offense. Initially ambiguous, the journal entries unveiled a grim narrative that should have remained buried. With each page turned, a new level of anguish was exposed. Jack was astounded to learn that such a malevolent secret had been concealed in his vicinity for so long. If only he could identify the individuals mentioned in the accounts. The guilt that Jack felt grew stronger with each page he read. Memories of his lost love, Michaela, flooded his mind as he delved into the diaries. The pain he had felt when she disappeared 5 years ago resurfaced as he read the accounts. However, as he continued reading, a sense of familiarity crept over him. The story being told seemed eerily similar to his own past. Recognizing the handwriting only added to his unease. In that moment, everything shifted for Jack. Jack's doubts regarding his wife's connection to Michaela's disappearance began to solidify. He recalled Elisa's presence during Michaela's vanishing act, sensing she was concealing something. Her efforts to comfort him felt forced, hinting at a hidden truth. Prior to accusing or involving others, Jack confronted Elisa about the diaries, presenting her with incriminating evidence. As she examined the pages and clothing, her initial denial morphed into shock, betraying her guilt. Elisa's composure shattered, prompting her to flee to the backyard where chaos reigned. The once meticulously landscaped area now bore a striking resemblance to a crime scene. The disturbed earth, evidence of Jack and Russo's digging, revealed that her long-held secret was finally out. The backyard, once a pristine sanctuary, could no longer conceal the dark deeds she had committed 5 years prior. Elisa, cornered and unable to escape, finally gave in and admitted to her actions. She began by addressing the most pressing question. Why had she betrayed Jack, who had only shown her love and respect? The truth was that his ex-wife, Camilla, had been behind it all. However, that was just the tip of the iceberg. There were even more shocking revelations that would shatter Jack's world. Elisa sadly revealed that Michaela wanted to make Jack suffer by threatening her family and him. Jack was overwhelmed by the news, unable to comprehend how this could be happening. Elisa then dropped the bombshell that Michaela was alive and well, leaving Jack stunned. After all the pain and suffering he had endured, he couldn't understand why Elisa would torment him further with this revelation. Overcome with emotion, Jack pleaded for it all to stop, tears welling up in his eyes. Elisa disclosed that she had maintained a clandestine communication with Michaela for the past 5 years. Camilla had taken the girl out of state to her in-laws in Alaska, prompting Elisa to search relentlessly for her. Despite the distance, Elisa continued to keep Michaela informed about her father's health. However, she refrained from informing Jack, fearing his reaction. She knew that if he found out, he would immediately travel to Alaska, leading to potentially disastrous consequences. Elisa expressed her readiness to accept the repercussions of her actions, acknowledging her wrongdoing and prepared to face the outcome. In the following months, she found herself in court, not as a defendant, but as a witness in the case against Camilla. Standing by Jack, who accused Camilla of wrongdoing, Elisa supported him in his quest for justice. The courtroom became a scene of conflict between truth and deception, and Elisa felt it was her responsibility to stand up for what was right, given her involvement in the situation. Following an extensive legal battle, the court ultimately ruled Camilla guilty of her malicious actions. For Jack and Elisa, this verdict was a mix of emotions, a bittersweet victory. Their fight was not only to bring Michaela back, but also to uncover the truth. This decision closed one chapter and opened another, where justice prevailed but could not completely heal the emotional wounds left behind. After Camilla's defeat, a long-awaited reunion took place. Jack, filled with a mixture of relief and anger, finally reunited with his daughter. The joy of finding her alive did not erase the wounds of the past, but it signified the start of the healing process. Camilla faced the repercussions of her actions by serving her sentence for the harm she caused. Elisa, having confessed her involvement, embarked on a journey of redemption through community service. Finally, after enduring a 5-year nightmare, Michaela and Jack could breathe a sigh of relief as the ordeal came to an end.